It's how I train. I've been doing this. I do this a couple times a week. You can break this up as much as you want or spend as much time as you want on it. This will make you a better golfer. I do not believe in things as golf exercise, nor am I a competitive gymnast. I am far from it. Trying to work on, these are skills, so I practice these just like in your golf swing. You practice, these are the same things. I do not use external weight other than my body weight of all different variations. So if you want to say how much do you deadlift, how much do you bench press and all that kind of stuff, I used to get into all that, and once I got into powerlifting and things and then found out gymnastics training is actually you stronger and more flexible for a golf swing, I was like, man, I'm all in. All right, so I'm gonna go show you more upper body and core work, and then if you guys like this enough and comments, then I'll give you the lower body type workouts with it, and then also maybe some animal movements and stuff like that. All right, so start out with like just home stuff that you possibly have, benches, boxes, your kitchen table, whatever. So this, I'm gonna just basically keep my fingers forward first. My feet are on the ground, so that's no big deal. You might have janky wrists, okay? Try to pick your feet up. If you can pick your feet up, you see my feet are up now, and I'm supporting weight. Now, this is not really a straight arm support because I can bend my elbows very easy, right? So once you do this, 15 to 30 seconds is mastery. If you can do that where it's not a thing, great. Then do the exact same thing, but you're going to turn your hands out. This is internal rotation, and so you see how the elbow goes out. That's incorrect or inefficient and could tear your rotator cuff. This is external. This is internal, external. So when you go external, now your palms are going to be facing out. So I can literally lock this elbow joint. Again, the same things. Try to unweight yourself first. Try to feel your feet. Try to feel your feet on the ground. Okay, I'm controlled. I feel good. And then lift your feet up. Okay, so that's stage 2. Stage 3 is palms all the way and fingers all the way back. Okay? Okay, fingers all the way back. Again, feet underneath you first. And then feet away. All right, once you can do that, I get 2 little, these are from Vita Vibe. I love these. Small little parallettes. I take them pretty much, put them in my bag and travel with them anywhere. I'm going to push straight down in my support. I'm going to try to not go this way. I'm going to try to turn, and you can even turn them out a little bit if you want to. You'll see how my elbows face forward. And now I'm going to try to hold the weight. Simple as that. Rogue high parallettes. Again, I'm just on exercise 1 and I'm showing you the different stages of all of this, right? So, lock up, no problemo, feeling straight arm support. A little bit more, you'll see I have some gymnastic rings. Next level. I'm going to squeeze against the rings. These will move and shake. You can see my toes. Try to find something where you can squeeze the right height where your toes are on the ground first. Then little by little, push against them. Now, just as in the rings, just as in the parallel bars, this will be the beginning stage. You'll have the strap against your forearm, trying to support your weight. Then you'll go here, where your arms are straight, but palms are parallel with each other. and then you'll go external where the palms are facing. And I'm going to show you those three. Beginner, intermediate, advanced. And so just little by little do that. Okay? Each one of those things that you do, try to hold that for 15 seconds if you can try to work your way up. So how I got pretty good at this kind of stuff was just accumulating a minute. Each one of these exercises was a minute. So I would do like the parallel bars and I'd hold for 1 minute or 2 sets of 30 seconds. But eventually in the beginning, it might be 10 sets of Come to Jesus, 3 seconds. Right, I mean, you find this really hard. That's what I call these my come to Jesus reps when I do skill sets. If you can't do it, you know, you're gonna really grit your teeth and everything, but it's just gonna be hard to do. So a good 6 seconds is a good strength training hold on a difficult angle, okay? So now we're gonna go into bent support. Remember, all that was just straight. Again, you're gonna choose the box first. A bent support is if you were basically on top of a cliff and you were trying to hold your weight, that's what you're doing. You're kind of on top of the object, but you're in bent support, like so. So, like this, down low, and then try to unweight your feet, and you'll see them at the bottom, okay? It's also the bottom of a dip. Do the same things on the low bars. You don't know what that looks like. Now lower down. You can lower down safely. Keep your feet on the ground. Try to find where it is, and then pick your feet up if you feel comfortable. I'll make this look easy. I've been doing this for a while, and I've mastered kind of all these levels of dips, angles, and holds on these particular levels of 15 to 30 seconds, pretty easy, but still come back to it every once in a while to as the warm up to practice to make sure all my joints and tissues are good. There's times where I'm burnt out, I'm tired, working 16-hour days, etc. And I mean, when I train, these could be difficult again. So it's all depends on how much rest you get. All right. So once you can do that, like it's not a thing, then you get on the rings. Same deal. If you try to support your weight where the straps are out like this, the straps will help you, but you don't want that shoulder that way. So you want to try to get the ring on the bicep. Tap, 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 unweight your tap, tap, tap on my feet. Then unweight them if you can. Hang out at the bottom. Again, 15 to 30 seconds. For all you older guys that want to build that line at the bottom of your chest and build the tricep, pushing down, and this is what will hit this and this. Bench press, just like when people say turn, they're wrong, and bench press is one of the least effective exercises. Yep, I said it. Least effective exercises for nothing about your chest. It is a back exercise that you are pushing down and you're pulling. You actually never push. You pull yourself away from the bar. But anyway, you're using your back to do it. See? So this is not how you build a chest. Everybody thinks you build a chest this way. You build a chest by pushing downward, right? So you'll kind of, that's why gymnasts have good chest, good arms. They're not allowed to bench press. They're not allowed to deadlift, right? But yet they look like bodybuilders, right? As you get stronger. So you'll see what I'm talking about. That's not me being on a soapbox. That's me being like, hey, body weight is all you guys need. Don't have to go to some Globo gym and get on a weight and try to impress how much you can move some kind of external. Use your body weight because that's what you have to do in golf, right? We're all golfers here. So I don't get in my golf machine and then make the golf swing make it for me. I am the machine, okay? All right, and you are too. All right. So now we're going to go into hangs. Hangs, you could use a bar. I have some little grippers up here. Just some little, that I can turn my hands one way or the other. I'm going to show you a couple things of hanging. So this is a passive hang, which is a great stretch. Pulls out teres minor, lengthens out this whole big lat muscle, the QL and all of that, okay? And I'm just gonna let the turtle head kind of what I call stay in the shell. And that's a great stretch, but for strength training, you want to pull, and even one of my clients, I said get pull-ups, didn't do the hangs in these versions first, and so you could injure your bicep or shoulder if you're not understanding what you want to do. So I'm going to pull my shoulder blades back and down, and that's going to save me from pulling on my elbow. When I do pull-ups, you want to develop your back muscle. So when you're hanging, you want to feel, you get the turtle head out of the shell, and you pull your shoulder blades back and down. And you'll watch, I pull it back and down, and there's the turtle head out of the shell. Hold for 1 minute if you can. That's what you want to accumulate. If you can do it all at one time, you can hold for 1 minute. Great, you move on to the next skill. Next skill, turn your hands the opposite way. This is hard for people because, and try to do it on a bar, it's harder to do it on rings that want to turn, right? So your hands are going to be this way. The elbow, people want to do chin-ups, it's easier because what they'll start with a bent arm, and so it's easier on the angle, but really try to extend the arms. It's real hard to do this exercise, but that's how you have to get better. So we're going to go here and hang out, and you'll see how my arms are straight. Maybe this one's a little bit more slightly neutral where they turned in, a little bit, but that's what you do. And you do that for about a minute, hang out. And there's the supports, straight arm, and hangs. All right, so those were the supports and the hangs. Now we're gonna get into a little advanced, but I think you guys can try it. Some people could do it, some people can't, but neither could I in the beginning. So what I'm going through here is the beginner process, okay? So the last video, what I just put was my supports and the beginning intro of gymnastic movements, how I train. So now here comes the next layer of this, which is going to be the inverted hangs. And I'll show you kind of how to do it. I got a crash pad here, so I kind of could show you like a gymnastic pad or something along those lines. You can make these are Sorinex rings. They also go to they're like, you can use them as shoulder straps to pull or push a sled, stuff like that. So gymnastic rings, Sorinex.com. Sorinex rings they've been awesome. I've had them for a long time. So anyway, so I'll get to it. So basically, to go inverted, you're going to feel, it's all good. You're gonna not lean back. You're gonna have your elbows that feel like they're at like a nice little 90-degree angle here. So as you go from here, you're then gonna either jump or have the strength to pull, and you'll see that I'm inverted, okay? So watch it from behind. And then you can straighten, and that's an inverted hang. So the next level of inversion is to then put the feet out in front. So that's an inverted pike. And then from an inverted pike, you go all the way down. And that is a German hang pull. When you do that, that is stretching your shoulders out maximal. So when I do that, it allows me to get my golf club swinging and my arms to be following the turning of my torso, or the tilting of my torso, should I say, as the golf club goes. So this is better than any dislocate. However, highly recommend first, and I'll show you this way, so I'll come back around. I'm gonna keep my feet on the ground as I come back around. See here, so my toes are on the ground. Little by little by little, you can tap, 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 and then unweight your feet, okay? Great exercise. Really hard to do in the beginning, but I had to try to show you guys. All right. So we'll go from that now to the L-sit series. So now we're going to go to L-sit. So in L-sit, start on elevated surface up high, makes it easy. So again, layering this. So I'm going to go supports, then just bring my knees up to my hips. That's next. Can you hold that for 15 seconds? Then extend the legs down low, not changing the angle, and again for 15 seconds. Those are the other two. Now, when you do this on the ground, it's significantly harder because my legs are just barely clearing the ground. This is the easiest way of this. So as you're practicing this, and where I'm at right now, is I'm low to above hips. So for an actual workout set, I'm at 10 sets of about 6 seconds. So basically training for a minute on my L-sits. Show you what it kind of looks like is I'm here and your butt goes back behind you because your legs have to go forward to counterbalance. There's that word again. All right. So as I straighten up, bend, and I go, and you'll see 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, give or take. So legs right here, quads have to really super engage to hold it, and I'm loading up my tricep like crazy to get my body to counterbalance. All right, moving on. I know, and I do all this a couple times a week. Crazy, huh? All right, a box, a bench, however you want to do it. Again, don't do these first until you master the straight arm, all variations, rings, etc. Takes a while, okay? None of this process is years upon years. But you get a skill. How many, as you progress with this, you become a better athlete. You take a bicep curl, okay, I started with 10, now I do 20, now I do 50, now I can do 100. I mean, to me, it's different. So I'm gonna show you variations of this straddle L. So easiest version first, high surface, knees bent, straight arm support. So I can even put my fingers on the edges of the box to make it easier. And I'm just gonna squeeze. Now my knees are bent, but I'm gonna take my thighs off my arm. The beginner level, your thighs will be resting on your arm, and you'll be like, hey, it's not that big a deal, right? But then get your thighs off your arm, that's a bigger difference. Straighten out your legs, that's the next difference. So those are the progressions, right? The small ones here, I go here, and you can see how it's easier to push because people have inflexible wrists, issues, flexibility in the forearms and the bicep. You're gonna immediately find out. There's nothing you can hide from, okay? So whatever issues that you have, you address them doing this program, okay? So easiest way for that to begin to happen. All right, decided to show you the difficulty of a couple of these other ones here on the ground. So push up against, legs are bent, and then straighten. You can see, that's kind of like my working set right there. Then doing the straddle L. You can see how much harder it is when you're down low. You can see I'm pushing against, and these are off my arms for strength training. All right, now, planche. Go into some variations for you guys. Frog stand first. So you're going to try to get your knees, the elbows inside your knees. Push your hands out wide, put them down, and then try to tap your feet and hold your weight. So when you do that, you gotta try to hold that for 30 seconds or so. Variation will be, I'll show you some things. So try to put a pillow or something in front when you do this. If you fall forward, either it hits your head, then some kind of concrete or tile or wherever you're going to be doing this. So I just have a mat that I got from back in the day and cut it up, like a gymnastic mat, and cut it up, and it's perfect. But anything that will help give you some cushion. All right. So next level is going to be a lean. Now, I'd highly recommend the low parallettes. I love my mid parallettes. I'm not telling you to go out and spend the money on the road, but if you're going to start training like this, you're not going to need a gym membership, so therefore you could save some money that way. Now, variations of this. You'll see, oh yeah, I got to talk about the plank and the hollow. All right, so most people when they do a plank, just like when they think about their golf swing, is dead wrong. And what they do is, and I'll show you the difference. So if I do this, I've arched my back, and you see how my pelvis has gone under. Felt like a Saturday Night Special for adults, you can see that. See, and hold yourself like that. You can do it all day, it feels like. But what I want you to do is feel like you round your upper back, tuck your abs in and under, and that is a gymnastic plank called a hollow. Now, once you get that, then start leaning forward, keeping the arms straight. Now I get my hands are so by my hips. That's called a planche lean. That's the next level, okay? After you can do that, then, and only then, do you start putting your knees on your back of your forearms, then eventually you hold them. Okay, and you keep raising up. So those are the variations then, and I'm not good enough yet to show it because I'm not a gymnast. Once you can hold them, then your legs go out behind you into a straddle and all that. No one wants to see me fail. Don't let you do. But, all right, so then push-ups. These are variations of. I hardly do push-ups anymore. I'm past that level. Isn't that great? You don't have, once you can do enough 15 or 20 of these, no big deal. All right? So, take your hands, turn them. That's going to save you. Your arms do not go out. If they go out like this is how you can do damage. I see this all the time. Even trainers get this, I don't know. They're looking at their phone, they're not training people. The elbows are out. This right here is how you can hurt people and think you're doing good push-ups, but you're not doing a damn thing. All right, so push-ups. Take the parallettes, turn them out. Lock the elbows. You'll see this. They do not go like this. You see how my elbows stay in. Now, that doesn't mean that your feet and that the hands can't be wider, but you see the elbows still track on that angle. See? So once you can do this, that's the parallel bar push-ups, 15 reps, not a problem. Once you can do those from the floor, then, and or those are my travel ones. These are my gonna kill me workout ones. So, we go into the hollow, gonna lean forward, and going to do push-ups. Now, if your feet are like this, it's easy to arch your pelvis. My feet will be flat. So therefore no angle changes. So I'm going to keep my hands here straight. Now remember, this is a little advanced. All I'm going to do is drag them forward here, and you'll see my hands are more by my hips as I go down and up. So that's a different level push-up. Those are called planche push-ups, right? So then you do the same variation. I'm not showing off. You can do the same variation on rings or straps and all that. So I'll show you the next level. Okay, so now ready for the next part. These are called suspension ladders. This is from Mobile Fit, MobileFit. Someplace over in London, so they were a little pricey. I'm sure if you go to Rogue and look up suspension ladders, or eBay or Amazon, I'm sure there's some form of suspension training ladders. You can get a TRX if you want to. I have one of those too, but that one has just one thing in the middle and then it splices out to two. So it's limiting in certain ways. TRX, don't hate me, just limiting in certain ways. All right. So, first things first, do it right. I was wondering why it wasn't level. All right. More on. Here we go. All right. Now, I like these. These are some of my favorite ones to do. Again, be careful. I'm showing you, and I'm trying to spend time talking to you about this because I want you to understand the exercises and their complexity. And this is the reason why there's probably not going to be a gymnastic class, right, anywhere anytime soon. So I'm going to turn my palms and have them face each other. I'm going to get up on my toes so my body is straight, and then I'm just going to keep my arms really straight and lower down to try to get to where your arms are parallel to the back line. Now, mine are not right now, okay, because I'd rather be a little safe and say, okay, that's pretty good. Now, if that's too heavy, all I did was just walk my feet up. And then now I can go out here a little bit and hold for the 15 seconds. See, so if I go here, now I'm strength training, you can see arm shaking a little bit. I go a little deeper. I'm gonna hold. Nothing good though will come from, this is where I want you, nothing good back here, please. All right, I don't want shoulders broken and biceps torn, right? So just right here. The easy thing to do, you'll bend your arms like so, because you're not strong enough to do it with arms straight yet, because the attachment point from your biceps and your tendons 3 times stronger than your muscle. So you want to strengthen and lengthen those out at the same time. That's why bicep curls, that's what people that do, say, Globo Gym and can do big biceps, but get them on gymnastic rings and try to get them to twist, their arm is shortened so much that they can't extend. Well, you know you have to extend that way on the Gaussian. All right, so here, arms out straight, holding. Perfect. Now, to practice push-ups, if you get these, you don't even have to get on the ground or those bars. Turn your palms, face in the sky. These are planche push-ups. You can start in the middle of your chest and work your way down to eventually where you're supposed to be, which is by your hips. So you'll see how I go back. It's biceps, triceps. I'm going lower. You'll see I'm going lower. Look where my hands are by my hips. So now you can see what I'm doing. Traditional, just regular push-ups, just ain't diddly squat. You can see how hard this is. I'm gonna go a little deeper. Just a little work instead of 3. And little by little by little, you keep going all the way down, which I'm not ready for, I'm close, but turn them, I can go down. Not quite. Now, why did I say not quite? Because when I pushed back up, my upper back went like this to come back out of it. Instead of keeping in the gymnastic hollow, which is feeling your ribs and your stomach muscles crunched, lower back rounded, that's the hollow position. Not this, this is the broken back position. All you people doing planks that are dead wrong, try the gymnastic body hollow and go, oh, I see what he's talking about. All right, so another reason too is me just even showing you all these exercises, you can get gassed. So this is real strength training, real world strength training, okay? This is taxing your central nervous system. It's taxing your cardiovascular. You hear me talking slightly out of breath. Strength training, maximal. So it takes quite a bit to recover. Good sleep, good nutrition, from there. All right. So now our dips. Now, by the way, there's these things called back levers and front levers. I'll show you just briefly. It's extremely hard. The arms basically stay straight while your body is parallel to the ground, backwards and forwards. And not many people are going to be able to do it. So it's not that I'm showing off, but if you want to try to play around with it, you can. Once you can invert and then do the German hang pull, then you can pull yourself up to these back and front levers. Okay? So kind of show you what one looks like. These are all going to be beginner level, so I tuck my knees in. My back is pretty rounded or close to it. I'm not much past that. My back is straight usually on these, so you can kind of see. So, all right, so here, and now all I'm going to do is lower my butt down. My arms stay straight, and you can see I'm kind of parallel to it this way. And then my back lever is I'm here like that, and I'm holding. Do 5 or 6 of those, and you're spent for the day, right? So I didn't want to skip it, but you see how you guys aren't going to be ready for that right off the bat. So, but that's the next level of once you can invert, then you can start doing the pulls from different angles. All right, on to the dips. So as we progress, man, I hope this video has been, I didn't put my microphone on, I hope it's not too bad. All right, so once you can do the straight arm support, no problem, feet tap, then just keep your feet on the ground first, lower down, try to do the negatives first, and then stand back up. Take your feet off the ground. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If you can do that, great. Once you can do that, then you just down and up, down and up. 5 reps is enough. Once you start getting into real strength training, like that kind of stuff, once you can do about 5, maybe 10 if you really wanted to, good reps, you're golden. So straight arm thing, same thing. Straight arm, go down. Frictionless plane is harder, you'll see things shaking, right? And or 5 good reps this way. Now, hardest part, especially on these kinds of straps, they don't want to turn all the way out, but doing ring dips this way is that next level. All right, okay, so these are ground rows now. So I changed the apparatus, lowered it down. All I'm gonna do now is go lower here, tighten up my body. The rings and the straps will be at a slight angle. They will not be straight down. So therefore, when you do tighten up your body and you pull, you want the rings and the straps to be straight down. At the top of the motion, you want to pull and make your thumbs feel like they kind of touch or rub your nipples here, just like that. That's a full contraction. Then all the way back up. When you come, it's going to look like this. Don't let it go here and then sag, right? We don't want that. So once you can do that, then you can do it elevated, feet like parallel to something height like this. And the reason why I say these aren't a thing is because then once you can get into that, by the way, it's always a little break when you have to reset your strap system and stuff. It's built in a break. All right, so then once you can do that, then you can go, and I'll show you kind of what this front lever looks like, because then you can do rows this way. So once you can do it with your feet on the ground and then a feet on a parallel object, then it'll look like so. And now my body is parallel, and now I'll row. Okay, so once you can do this for 5 good reps or so, doing the other stuff on the ground doesn't really do anything. All right, so see what it kind of looks like. This is just, not even sure where I got these. These are some kind of body elastic handles. So and it's really kind of a cheap little ring, so I don't do a lot on it, but you know, I can make do when I need to. I have all these different pull-up bars, and so sometimes I got a whole other gym set up over at my girl's place that has sometimes bars and rings and stuff at different things. So I know, feel for her, right? She trains with me. So, all right. So the first one for pull-ups, and if this is too high, then get on a box. Get to where the arms are here. So then you can, when you do the jumping pulling, it's not too exhausting or too taxing. So you see how I'm kind of pulling, jumping. So once again, you can do about 12, 13, 14, 15 reps or so, like it's not a thing. Then you're ready for the next part. Okay, so that helps. Again, you've gone through all these progressions though. You've hung, you've rowed, you've built this, and then now you're ready for the pull-up. So you getting on the little pull-up machine at the gym that has the 50% weight, 60, 70% weight, but you're pulling like this. Can everybody see how that's massive bicep and nothing back here? So when I pull, I'm trying to feel that I pull from back here, these big back muscles here, not pulling on the outside of this and that arm. Otherwise you're gonna get some major, I don't know, tendonitis and stuff like that, okay? All right, so now we're gonna go to the negative. So the negative is really how you build strength. So a 10-second negative is great. And I'm even gonna show you squeeze ups, which I know you guys see this now, but I mean, literally last year, I'm 255, and you know, I hadn't studied peptides and done all that. I've done a video talking about that, so I'm not gonna talk about that now. But man, I did squeeze ups because I couldn't do a pull up. So the stuff I'm showing you is the progressions of it, right? So when I do these negatives, then I'll show you that. So you jump to the top, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, just lowering down slowly to control it. At 250 something pounds, do you think I control any of that? Felt like a sack of potatoes. All right, so I'll show you what a squeeze up looks like. Let's see if this is about the right height here. How'd that work? That's about right. Okay. So play with your apparatus system. Get something like this. So if this didn't quite work, then I can put my feet on a box, or I can raise my toes up. Now, look, I'm at the top of a pull-up. Whee, right? So now I'm just gonna lower down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Great. So I can do a little jump, can I? So here's my jumping. I'm not jumping that much, or I could jump a whole bunch. Now I'm doing a little more cardio. So you see how you can get stronger just by doing all these kinds of different variations. All right, well, that was exhausting. Man, I hope that gave you guys some insight on what I do and what you can do to make yourself better. Thanks, guys.